like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizz. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, all of our YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? All our social media platforms, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping. All right, y'all know the drill before y'all enter this house. Hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Fill up the comments section, you know what I mean? Get the notifications out there, help your mans out, you know what I'm saying? The hottest, newest podcast out right now. You know, we give y'all good quality NBA playoff talk. We are in it. Let's get it popping. All right. So, did anybody see that game? I know y'all saw the game because y'all love basketball. That's why y'all here. The Golden State Warriors took a 3-0 lead over the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. Let me get the score correct for y'all. The score was 109 to 100, right? 109 to 100. And so many things, and I say this all the time on every live, so many things were brought to light watching these games, you know, definitely after this game. And just things of how I feel like the series is going to go. Like I told you, I don't make my predictions until after game 3 for a reason, right? Because the adjustments are usually made. Teams settle into who they really are. Of course, you can always, you know, try to move things here or there. But for the most part, after game 3, that's when your adjustments are made on both sides. Your major adjustments, your big adjustments. Both teams have played home at least one time. So that's why I say I wait till game 3 to make my prediction on how many games it's going to be. Now, I said after game 3 in the Miami Heat Boston Celtics series that the Heat were going to win that series because I saw the championship DNA inside the Miami Heat. Them losing Jimmy Butler the way they did, and then still be able to hold their composure. Guys like Kyle Lowry, guys like PJ Tucker, guys like Bam Adebayo, guys like Victor Oladipo, guys like X, Y, and Z, just championship pedigree. Their coach, a championship pedigree coach, and Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, the president of Miami Heat, championship culture through and through. You know what I mean? Go and keep hitting that like button, y'all. I'm doing the same thing with the Warriors. The Warriors have championship pedigree and DNA, right? They've been into the finals 6 out of the last 10 seasons. They've been to the finals, have a chance to go again this season, this year. So they're solidified. Okay, they're solidified. Everybody knows who the Warriors are. And them going to Dallas the way they did and taking that win in that hostile environment in Big D, it should show you who the Warriors are. Let's get into the game, right? Now I'm gonna first go into the first thing I'm gonna go into is the Dallas Mavericks, what they did wrong, and some of the things that they can improve on, and let's see what they can probably do for game 4. Now, of course, the outside shooting was horrendous. Okay, you have to hit shots in the NBA or in the playoffs if you want to win. They shot a grand total of 34. They shot a grand total of 28.9% from the field. The Golden State Warriors shot 34.4 from the field, from the 3-point line. 28.9 for the Mavs, 34.4 for the Warriors. So that's very bad. We all know that. That means that you weren't hitting shots when they were open, contested, right wing, left wing, right corner, left corner, top of the key. Doesn't matter. You were not hitting your shots. And as I watched that game last night, Reggie Bullock went 0 for 10 from 3. Max Kleber went 0 for 5. Of course, Jalen Brunson was missing shots at the beginning. Luka Doncic didn't really start hitting until, you know, the fourth quarter. I think he had 20, half of his points in the fourth quarter. So that's when he decided to turn on. But all in all, it was a very, very hard shooting night for the Mavs, especially shooting the ball very early. Like the ball just would not go in. And these were shots that were just, you know, wide open shots. These were shots that were like you ran off the line or, you know, desperation shots. Like a lot of these shots were just catch and shoot, regular catch and shoot shots from Reggie Bullock to Max Kleber. Some was on Jalen Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie off the dribble. These are shots that they usually make during the season. Luka Doncic. So with all that being said, that was just a cold shooting night for the Mavs, right? So when they shoot well, it looks very good, but when they shoot bad, it looks very bad. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Now, another thing that people don't pay attention to when it comes to the Warriors in this series with the Dallas Mavericks is the Mavericks keep getting outscored in the third quarter. Okay, so each quarter serves a purpose. The first quarter, of course, is the quarter that you go out and play, like the fill out quarter. Both teams just go out there, get a feel of the game. Um, try to figure out kind of what the other team is doing, and then just get a good feel. The second quarter, you basically do kind of the same thing, a little bit more intense, but it's pretty much the same thing. You don't really make your full adjustment until halftime. Go into the locker room, recuperate, you talk with your teammates, and the coach. They give you another game plan. Hey, we need to do this different, that different. And that's what championship teams usually do. So here comes the third quarter. That's when they execute a certain game plan to be successful. If I look at the third quarter, the Warriors, and they made this stat last night, they've outscored the Dallas Mavericks 69-38 in the third quarter. That says what? That tells me that the Warriors are figuring out the Dallas Mavericks in these first three games. Okay, the first game they got blew out pretty badly, so it really didn't matter. But the last two games, in games 2 and 3, those were games the Mavericks could have won had they been able to adjust and stick to the game plan and not get overwhelmed by Golden State. Game 2, they had a 19-point lead going into halftime. They let that lead go, and within, I believe, the third quarter, they scored got the lead down to I think it's 10 or 8 or 10 points. So after I saw that, I said the Warriors are going to win this game because they understand what it means to continue to plug and plug through. That's what championship teams do. Teams that are not championship teams like the Dallas Mavericks, when they see a team come back closer and closer, they start getting more and more overwhelmed. You saw last night, the third quarter or the second quarter, Steph Curry hit that corner three when it made 48-47, and he ran back the other way. I was saying to myself, okay, the Warriors are settling into what they're doing. If y'all pay attention to Mavs, what they're doing, the Mavs are just kind of just really trying to, take everything that the Warriors are giving them instead of putting the pressure on the Warriors. The Warriors are putting pressure on them, even when they're at home. So that's why I need to wait until the third game to see what happens, because usually when you have your home court, home advantage, your role players play better, blase, and you can kind of, settle in and put pressure on the away team. But the Warriors being a championship team, who they are, it doesn't matter where they're at. As a matter of fact, sometimes they might even play better on the road than they do at home, just to kind of stick it to the opposing team fans. Dorian Finney-Smith has not been a great shooter this series. He's been primarily on Steph Curry, so that's taken away from his scoring as well. But for Reggie Bullock and Max Kleber to shoot as bad as they did, it's just a hard pill to swallow. It's hard to overcome, right? Continue to hit that like button, y'all. And let's talk about Luka. I already talked about the other role players, but I want to talk about Luka a little bit. Let me go into the statistics, actually. Luka had a game high of 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists, right? Now, if you look at the numbers, you'd be like, Luka Doncic had a full, complete, great game. If you just look at the numbers, if you don't watch the game, if you don't actually, pay attention to what, actually happened, then that will say, okay, Luka just had a great game. And he had a very, very good game. I'm not going to say he had an excellent game. I'm going to say that he had a very, very good game based on the numbers. But this is where being a basketball analyst and somebody to play basketball comes in and kind of, smoothing things out. Luka Doncic, for the first half, most of the times, was looking for his teammates to score, kicking it out, getting into the paint, which I thought was good. Him and Jalen Brunson both did it. They're both getting into the paint, attacking the gaps, and kicking it out to Reggie Bullock, kicking out to Max Kleber, kicking it out to Spencer Dinwiddie to get them open shots, right? Dorian Finney-Smith. But they were missing. They shot 28% from the three last night. Now, Luka, like I said, he did most of his damage in the fourth quarter, right? He didn't do much damage in the first half. He was very selective, and when he chose to, score, I'm saying he did miss some 3 layups, key point layups, that he should have made. And I think the pressure of Andrew Wiggins kind of wear Luka down, because you got to think Luka's bringing up the ball, he's facilitating, he's rebounding, and he's trying to score. That's a lot. and Luka's not in the best shape. I'm gonna bring a video about Luka Doncic later today. Is Luka Doncic a superstar or not? I'm gonna bring that video later today. But I'm gonna talk a little bit more about just how the Warriors, their game plan is to basically wear Luka down. And Wiggins has done a great job making him feel his body, guarding him full court, pressuring him, giving him very little to no space. You're gonna earn everything that you get up in this game. That's how the Warriors feel. Draymond Green, Kevin Looney, in the paint. You know what I mean? And Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, help side defense, Jordan Poole help side defense. Like these are all these defenders are kind of like wearing Luka down. So my point is like last night, if I look at last night's game, I think yes, Luka did have 40 points. What he didn't do well, he didn't pick and choose when to attack and when to pass. He didn't read the game the way he should have read it. You know what I mean? Because you have to stop the bleeding. I think the Warriors went on like 2-10-0 runs in the second and the fourth quarter. So when you see runs like that, you as a superstar have to, if you see your teammates are not scoring, that's when you got to start attacking and try to score the ball. That's what the great players do, like the Jordans, the Kobes, the KDs, the Kawhis, the uh, uh, anybody of that ilk who's known to just score and be a killer in those playoff big moments. That's when you have to understand when to score, when to pass, when to do X, Y, and Z. Because I think Luka did not do a good job of that. And I think he needs to learn when to get his teammates involved and understand the moment of the game. When they're not scoring, it's your time to take over. My boys plays for keep said salute. BJ Wiggins cut Luka water off. Yeah, he sure did. He cut all his water off. He cut the water off in that whole AAC center, bruh. He cut his water smooth off. And they try to take that dunk away as if it was an offensive foul. I'm like, he didn't even initiate the contact. Luka Doncic is the one that initiated the contact, but I guess they forgot the rule book. So we're going to talk about Andrew Wiggins, man. I got a lot to say about him, but salute to you, plays for keep. With Luka, again, he got to do a better job of reading and having a better feel of the game. And that comes with being a point guard. I've said this before, like Luka Doncic, sometimes he takes his teammates out the game because he wants to dribble the air out the ball and put his teammates in situations where they're just looking to just throw the shot up at the last second. All that crab dribbling, getting into the paint, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 times, putting somebody on your back, like that's a lot of energy that you really don't have to do. Move the ball, kick, get the ball out in transition. You know what I'm saying? Things like that is going to, preserve your energy. But he's also still very young, so maybe he might learn that. Or maybe he might not. Maybe just as he's been playing like this for so long, it's going to be hard for him to change it. Either way, he's putting too much pressure and too much energy out trying to, do too much. So I think Luka Doncic, yes, he prevailed very well. And let me give him some credit. There were some plays down the stretch of the game where he actually played some good defense, where he actually did step over for a charge, where he actually did block the Golden State Warriors shot at the last second in the corner, where he did, play some good defense. So I like to see stuff like that. That's what superstars do. But we're going to talk about that later. I want to talk more about my man Charles Lawler. Welcome to the channel, bro. Fluka with the huge flop, grabbing his face. That was embarrassing. Yeah, that was a dunk, man. That was a poster for real. They tried to take his dunk away. But let me talk about the winners. Let's talk about the Warriors, man. The Warriors are showing, first of all, they ain't really showing me nothing. Like I already had it like the Warriors are going to be, a dark horse like coming into this season based off how they were playing, the options they have, Klay Thompson coming back, them being at full strength yet again. I had the Warriors coming in, making a big buzz, and that's what they did. At the beginning of the season, that's what they're doing now. So let's get into it. Now, of course, we know about the Warriors. They have multiple scoring options. They got multiple guys that can put the ball in that basket. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole was a what's the word? A diamond in the rough. Coming from the G League, Santa Cruz Warriors, Golden State team, he wasn't even getting burned like that last year. But all of a sudden, here comes this kid, now the sixth man of the year candidate, you know what I'm saying, being Steph Curry's running mate with Klay Thompson being out. They gained another splash brother, to be honest with you. They gained a guy in Jordan Poole that can really take pressure off Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. That's what Jordan Poole will do. He'll give you a 25, 30-point piece. He's very elusive. He knows how to attack the defense. Very wiry, can shoot the three ball, and he's young. I think he's like 26, 27. So, I mean, he ain't even really scratched the surface yet. So they got him for a number of years. They're going to pay that man to come back on the team. Draymond Green and Kevin Looney, man. Listen, man. Draymond, yes, he does not show a high stat. He does not have like high stats in the games. He don't have that. You're not going to see 25 and 11 and 6 assists. Like, you're not going to see that from Draymond. At one point, you kind of did. You did see Draymond score a lot of points at one time. With that We Believe team in 2015, all the way to about 2018, Draymond can give you like about 15 to 20 points a night. You know what I'm saying? If you're not careful. So, but that's not who he is no more. When I watch the Warriors, I see he does so much for this team. First of all, he runs the break to look for guys like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in transition for threes, off curls for threes. He gets those guys open with picks, flare screens and stuff like that. Draymond Green does stuff that does not show up in the stat sheet. And if you actually a real basketball junkie, then that's what you'll only appreciate that if you're a basketball junkie. Analytic stat geek ain't gonna appreciate that because that doesn't show up in the analytics or in the numbers. But the impact that Draymond Green has for this team, bro, cannot be replaced. How he gets those guys open, how he passes the ball, how he plays defense in the post, right? What he did to Nikola Jokic in that first round, the first couple games, what he did to Jaren Jackson in the second round. You know what I'm saying? And then what he's doing now with the bigs for the Dallas Mavericks is Dwight Powell and Max Kleber. You know what I mean? Like he's a vocal point. I mean, he's the leader of this team. Kevin Looney, he playing like he for another contract. Kevin Looney's been so big in this series, man. He's been big ever since Game 6 of the Memphis Grizzlies series, averaging damn near 15 rebounds a game, being in the right place at the right time, getting good putbacks, little scoop shovel passes from Klay and from Draymond and Steph. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just being part of the role with the Golden State Warriors. Charles Lara, my man, said W's have the better roster. Warriors have the better roster from top to bottom. Not trying to disrespect Matt, but who outside of Luka made the Golden State Warriors squad? They have more skill and experience and up and down roster. So, yeah, man, they definitely have a better roster. That's not even a question. Like, but I think there's some guys that can make that. I think it just depends what you want, right? It's more about fits. Like guys like a Dorian Finney-Smith could fit because he plays both ways of the ball, and he's occasionally can shoot the three ball. The Warriors how they work is if you can fit with us, because we got our scores, we got the Steph, we got Klay, we got Jordan Poole, we got Andrew Wiggins. Now we don't need scores. We need guys that can play defense, like an Otto Porter Jr. Otto Porter Jr. came from Chicago, man, the Bulls. I think Dorian Finney-Smith's a better player than Otto Porter Jr. But the Warriors are such a well-oiled machine. They make guys look better than what they actually are. Andrew Wiggins basically came from a team like in Minnesota nobody even talked about. He comes to this team with the Warriors. He's an all-star starter, right? Jordan Poole came from the G League with the Warriors. Now he's looking at it as, going to get a nice little deal coming up. This is the culture of the Warriors. They make guys look better than what they actually are. Now, I'm not saying they're not good, but it's more about the fits, how you fit with a team. So I think the Mavs, like Dorian Finney-Smith, Jalen Brunson, he's proven he's a tough little nose guard. I mean, Max Kleber, man. Look, they had Zaza Pachulia for the Warriors, man. They had him on the roster. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of what you can do well and being the best at doing what you can. My man Andre said Luka needs to be in shape for defense. Not expecting much from the Mavs, though. 1 star versus 3 stars in the upcoming star. I'm gonna talk about Luka in my later video about all that, man. And I want y'all to really come in and listen to that video because I got a lot to say about Luka. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave that one. But thanks for that comment, Andres. Charles said Dre is the real deal. He closed out on that corner in game 3-2 against the Mavs from the point for the block. Steph 2, Dre underrated because he talks, but dude, that's super IQ. Andre's right, Luka welcome right. Yeah, man. Charles, I want you. I hope you were subscribed to the channel, bro. You sound like you're really knowledgeable of the series. So I want you to really first of all subscribe and listen to my next video on Luka. But let me get back to what I was saying. Um, Kevin Looney and Draymond Green definitely two big pieces. They're a big presence in the paint. They out rebounded the Mavs last night, 46-33. Or I'm sorry, 47-33. The Warriors out rebounded the Mavs 47-33. That tells me again that those two are controlling the boards along with Andrew Wiggins. Steph Curry's getting up in there as well. They're just rebounding as a team, and the Mavericks just don't have the toughness in that. Well, I wouldn't say the toughness. They just don't have the guys to match Looney and Draymond. That's all I'm gonna say. Klay Thompson had a 21-point game last night. Listen, man, Klay Thompson. People were saying Klay Thompson lost the step. Klay Thompson can't do what he used to do anymore. He's gonna, lose his spot to Jordan Poole. Should he be benched? We gotta understand something, man. Klay Thompson just came off of a ACL and Achilles injury, the two worst injuries in sports, bro. I've torn both. Y'all notice I've torn both of my Achilles, man, playing ball. It's something that never gets 100%. Now, I won't say 100%, but with the technology, but you always have it. It's a mental strain that you got to really get over and really kind of go through to get back to your normal self. But Klay Thompson's been out for 2.5 years with these two injuries, so we got to take that into account. But the reason why I say Klay Thompson is going to be so dangerous next year is because he's working all these kinks out right now. So he's not as efficient in all the games that he usually would be, but I'm seeing him slowly getting back into rhythm. He hit some very big threes last night. He hasn't lost any confidence in his shot. And of course, he's going to do the Warriors are going to give him all the freedom he wants because of the dedication and the accomplishments he's had with this Warrior team, man. You know what I'm saying? Why don't J Kidd like to play as big man? He loves playing small ball. Appreciate that comment, bro. Plays with keep. I think what it is just that they don't have. I don't know if it's like he loves playing small ball. I think he just tries to give Luka as much comfortability as possible. The Mavs don't really have guys to they're not known for their bigs. You know what I mean? I think they're trying to let Luka rock and they're trying to shoot with Golden State. Like I said, teams get caught up in trying to shoot with Golden State and try to play their game. And when you do that, that's fine, but you better make sure that you can, uphold your side of the bargain. Because if you go out there and, shoot 28% like they did last night, the Mavs, then you're going to be in a bad situation. But when the shots are going in, it's all good. But when the shots aren't going in, it becomes a problem. So I think players will keep what they're doing is they're trying to, play the same way as the Golden State. So, and also they've been kind of doing that all season. Like the Mavericks kind of been, they're a high 3-point shooting team that gets out and tries to run. So that's why I think that is. My man Charles says subbing now. Appreciate you, bro. Let me go into, again, like I said, Klay Thompson, he's going to be dangerous next year, man. He's going to be dangerous for sure. He's going to have his mojo back. He's going to be, have a full, playoffs and all that stuff together. So he's going to be right next year. Trust me. Steph Curry, of course, had 31 points. Let me see. Was it 31? Make sure I got it right. Yep. Dude had 31 points last night. And I'm not going to say Steph Curry was the best player of the game or the player of the series even. What I will say is Steph Curry, we have to understand his consistency and what he does for this team and how much attention he draws to allow other people to get open. Steph Curry's having ultra confidence right now, man. And when Steph Curry has ultra confidence, bro, it becomes a very scary sight. because he has the freedom to do kind of more with the help of Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. Steph Curry he pulled up, I think, from damn near half court last night over Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, of course, he missed, but that's what I'm talking about. This guy, he has ultra confidence, and he feels like he's just like he feels like he ain't lost a step yet. You know what I'm saying? He's shown some games in this playoffs where he shot inefficient, but he's also shown some games where he actually played well, and he's actually shown his mojo back. Games like last night, games like game 3 against the Memphis Grizzlies. Or I'm sorry, game 4 against the Memphis Grizzlies where, he controlled the fourth quarter. Games like game 1. You know what I mean? Like against the Mavs. So Steph Curry ain't going nowhere. All I'm gonna say is this was consistency greatness for him. The player of the game, in my opinion, was Andrew Wiggins. Now I know y'all saw that dunk where he baptized Andrew Wiggins, or he baptized Luka Doncic. They tried to take his dunk away by saying it was an offensive foul. I don't know what that was about. We all know that was a dunk. That was a poster. That was nothing more than just you getting baptized, and it's okay. Luka even gave Andrew Wiggins props, saying that was impressive. So you gotta let guys have their moment. You can't take a dunk like that away and say it was an offensive foul. That's whack. But of course, the refs trying to control the game wanted to do that. They want this series to go as long as they can. They don't want to have no sweeps. I don't think anybody's been swept this whole entire playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think anybody's been swept. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think nobody's been swept this entire playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody's been swept yet. So they don't want to have no sweeps on their record. They want to have as much of these games to go long as they can, these series, so there's more money for everybody. You all remember, it's still a business. Yes, it's entertainment. Yes, it's basketball. Yes, it's fun, but it's still about money. It's always going to be coming back to the dollar bill. You know what I'm saying? But back to Andrew Wiggins, man. Andrew Wiggins, it was a blessing in disguise for him to be on this Warriors team. Andrew Wiggins started off in Cleveland, got drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then he went to the Minnesota Timberwolves. When he got into the league, and as his younger career was going, I think he's 27 right now. He was compared to Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant. Some people compared him to him, but the problem is that Andrew Wiggins, he was accused of not, taking the game seriously, not having that mental edge, not having that grit and grind. He's always had the talent. He's always had ultra talent. Dude has like a 40+ inch vertical, big hands, 6'7" long, can defend, athletic. He has all the physical tools and gifts, but mentally, he just didn't have it. Well, when you go to a team like Golden State and a winning culture and a team where all you have to do is just come there and be yourself and fit in, then you get a guy like an Andrew Wiggins who starts to gain more and more confidence. Y'all seen what happened to him this year. He got his first All-Star appearance as a starter, right? Now, there's some people still questioning can he sustain this? This entire playoffs, Andrew Wiggins has been fantastic. Andrew Wiggins has guarded Luka Doncic the majority of the series, pressuring him up full court, getting up in him on defense, hounding him, making it hard for him to, have energy in the later quarters, and then also putting the pressure, again, like I tell you about Luka Doncic, putting the pressure on him on the offensive end. That's how you take Luka out. When you don't put no pressure on him on offense and you let him, rest, then it makes it hard for you to be able to defeat him, because he's going to get his points. He's going to score his points. Trust me, I'm with the Clippers. I know he's going to get his points, but the key is to get him going on defense and making him work. People forget Curry coming off the bench after being out a month. He and Klay are both a bit older and haven't been able to play with one another all year. Yeah, facts, Charles. Curry and Klay are going to be back with a full playoff season, under their belt together with Draymond. They're going to be good next year. Focus should be worried about these guys starting to click for real right now. Yeah, they're going to click. I'm telling you. And the only team I see, and this is just me, the only team I can see that can beat this team next year, because everybody's talking about the Nuggets and the Grizzlies and the Mavs, the Pelicans, like all these other teams are gonna be better next year. The only team I could see really giving the Warriors a run for their money and beating them is the Clippers, full strength, because they have the personnel to do that. They have long defenders, they have outside shooting, they have a championship coach, they got great defense, and of course they got the two. I think Kawhi Leonard will be the best player in that series. And I think Paul George is a top 10 player as well. So they have offensive weapons as well as defensive consistency. So I have to make him. They're the only team in the West that can beat the Warriors. Everybody else, I don't think they don't really have much of a chance because you're dealing with a well-oiled machine that's been to multiple finals, and it's going to be a year better next year. And they also are still young too. They got Wiggins and Poole. Poole's like 26 and Wiggins like 27. So what they're doing is they're actually replacing guys like Andre Iguodala, guys like they're giving Steph Curry and Klay Thompson more rest. Like they're gonna be dangerous next year. Steph had a real MVP this series. In this series, he could get his own and score 40 plus, but he makes everyone. Steph passed to Wiggins for that drive. No, now it's 2-6 when Luka. Yeah, Luka when he scores 40 points. Like my thing is, I want Luka to score because he takes everybody out the game. Right? He takes everybody out the game. Mavs players having nightmares about chasing around the dubs all day. Like, no, they're. Yeah, the Mavs, again, like that was proven in game 2, Charles. They proved that in game 2. Like the Mavs, they beat themselves. You lose a 19-point lead like that on somebody else's home court is because you don't feel like you deserve to win. And you're facing the Warriors. The Warriors didn't do nothing special, really. All they did was just stuck to the game plan and kept playing their game. The Mavs is the one who fumbled the bag. Yeah, and Kuminga, Wiseman and Kuminga. I'm more big on Kuminga than Wiseman, but I get what you're saying. But I'm more big on Kuminga. I think Kuminga's going to be big for them next year. But Wiseman, I mean, I guess we can say that. Play for keeps. Said don't sleep on LeBron, especially if he gets to San Curry. I don't know, man. The Lakers to me, man, they're just. I don't have much faith in them, man. I just don't have much faith in the Lakers. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't have faith in the Lakers, man. You know, they don't have. This is a dysfunctional franchise. Like it depends who their coach is going to be. I heard reports of Darvin Ham of the Bucks assistant coach can be their coach, but it's like their personnel, man. Like, what are you going to do with Westbrook and LeBron? Like, are you going to be able to let them? Are they going to be able to play together at some point? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they going to be able to? What are they going to do with Anthony Davis? Is he going to be healthy? Their defense, like, how much defense are you going to get, like, on the perimeter? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to get younger? Like, there's so many question marks that goes on with this Laker team. Well, I just don't believe they'll have it right in time. You know, I'm just going to take more than LeBron to do that. Like, even with Kyrie, man, like, you got to have a full team with chemistry to, win at the highest level. Cam said Luka sucks. I'm going to get that video. Y'all, I want y'all to really look at that video later. I'm going to drop about Luka. Let me finish this up, man. Like I said, I think Wiggins has been the MVP of this series. Now, when I say MVP, what I'm talking about, he's been the most important player because he's able to what he does for not just himself, but his teammates. For him to guard the best player, which is Luka Doncic on the Mavs, and then go on the other side and score at about 16, 17 points per game, it's very, very impressive. That means that guys like Steph and Klay can kind of just be them and just be big on the offensive end. Guys like Jordan Poole can just cook on the offensive end. You know, just that piece alone makes everybody else's job easier. That's why I had to say Andrew Wiggins is the most important player in this series, right? So I'm gonna predict a sweep. Since it's after game 3, I'm gonna predict a sweep because my thing is. And my boy Rick said that y'all make sure y'all continue listening to our Sunday shows. My co-partner Rick, he said this yesterday. He said that the Mavericks have maxed out all their bars. You had game two where you had a 19-point lead. You lost that. You scored 41 points with Luka Doncic, or 42 points with Luka Doncic, 31 points with Jalen Brunson, and 22 points with Reggie Bullock. All three guys who are scorers, and you lost that game. You shown that you're not a championship team by losing that lead in the first place. You shown last night that you can go very cold from the field. You shown also that you're going to get out rebounded by this Warriors team. You shown you're not as out athletically, or not don't have as much scoring talent on your team. The Warriors is up and down better. So now if I look at it, it's like if the Warriors really want this game, they will win this game. Unless, they want to stretch it out to game five and you win it back in the Bay. I just don't see how the Mavericks can win this game unless it's just for pride. Let me go into some of these comments. Lakers don't have enough chemistry. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Lakers have much chemistry, Charles. What are Strippers going to do? What are the Nets going to do? Are y'all going to have a team next year, or is Kyrie going to be running it with Kevin Durant? Y'all a joke over there. Don't talk about my team. Y'all a joke over there in Brooklyn. And y'all underachieved. Built that super team, Cam, and y'all still can't win. LeBron don't have defense. LeBron don't play defense anymore. No, he don't, Andres. He's not a defensive player no more. He doesn't have enough. He's too old. They be hating on Wiggins, but he played both ends. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, I think it's gonna be a sweep. Just by the simple fact that the Warriors are just a better overall team, and I think they have the momentum. I just think the Mavs just got their heart snatched out. I knew they weren't going to come back and win this series like they did to Phoenix, because Phoenix is mentally weak and they're not a championship team. But I just think the Warriors, they just, why not just end it tomorrow, so y'all can have like more rest, because the Miami and Boston series is going to go. That series is going to go at least 6. That series is going to go at least 6. We'll see what happens tonight, but that series is going at least 6 games. So if I'm going to stay, I end it tomorrow. I get about 3-4 days, extra days of rest. Right. So I expect the Warriors to come out blazing tomorrow. I expect the Warriors to come out looking to end the Celtics out their misery, or at the Mavs out their misery. And I expect Luka Doncic. No, I ain't gonna say that yet. I'm gonna leave that again for later today. I want y'all to check out that video I'm gonna drop on Luka Doncic. Is he a superstar? Right. I want y'all to really check in on that video, man. We gotta talk about this. I'm gonna drop the link and let y'all come in. And if y'all want to cook, I can cook with me for a little bit. All right. Let me see some of y'all. Did y'all hear what Nick Wright said about Wiggs being washed up before? Much love for Wiggs earning his props right now. Yeah, Nick Wright's he's funny dude, man. He said Nicholas Batum was washed up when we got him. Now all of a sudden Nick Batum is he's one of our glue guys. So Nick Wright he's an analytical stat geek who never played the game. He doesn't understand eye test or nothing like that, Charles. So yeah, I ain't worried about him. Yeah, that's what y'all said about the Bucks. Y'all are a disappointment, Cam. I don't hear nothing about the Nets. Y'all got walked down with your so-called best player in the world, Kevin Durant, bro. You got walked down. Y'all got blitzed. Y'all got swept. Don't talk about the Nets, man. They're done. We will bust y'all head straight open to the White Meat Show. There's a link if anybody want to come here and cook with me, man. Media saying Lucas Slovenian and LeBron do the Slovenian heart. Yeah. Yep. That's who he is, bro. I don't see nothing that Luka does similar to LeBron other than ice his teammates out because he over dribbles. He's James Harden 2.0. He's not LeBron 2.0. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say my comments, I ain't gonna say too much about, but he's not LeBron, bro. He's Harden. He's James Harden. Appreciate y'all coming here. Yep, dribble air out the ball. That's what they do. Cam says, "Stop comparing that bum to the goat." Bron ain't no goat, man. He top five, but he ain't the goat. That's because you ain't watched that guy from Chicago and the real Laker legend, who just passed away, R.I.P. Hell, even Showtime, the point guard for the Lakers back in the '80s, bro. All those guys are higher than LeBron and Kareem. LeBron can't keep losing finals and say you the best of all time. Man, I can't give it to you. He's top five though for sure. He's definitely top five. Play for keeps said, I don't know about that, BJ. You know I disagree. I think KD gonna cook some up real nasty, bro, next year. A lot of people would let this week get to their head and forget. Yeah, I think so. What I'm saying, I was just talking to Cam because he be bugging, bro. Um, yeah, I don't think Kevin Durant gonna stay. Like, I think he's gonna come back big time next year. Um, Kyrie's gonna have a full season, not dealing with that vaccination thing. Um, so they're going to be straight. Ben Simmons, we'll see what happens to him. But they got a lot of holes on that team too. They got to address. They got to address their paint presence because they got scoring, but they just don't have the paint presence nor the outside defense. So that's why Ben Simmons was so important to this team. But we just don't know where his head is right now. So, but as far as individual, yeah, Kevin Durant is he's still a superstar. Dubs won before KD, and they're looking like they won one. Yeah, if the Warriors win this title, man, it's gonna really solidify and highlight who was the one that really did who for what. And when I say that, I mean Steph Curry for Kevin Durant. If Steph Curry wins this championship, I put Steph Curry higher than Kevin Durant on my list. I have to because you went to a team who won before you. You went there. You got two Finals MVPs. So now people are starting to believe that you're higher than Steph Curry and you're the reason why they won. Which I agree with them. Like they needed Kevin Durant to beat LeBron. But what's happening now is that Steph Curry is about to win a championship without Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant built a super team in Brooklyn where the first year you can argue yes they got hurt, yes, in the playoffs. The second year, which is this year, they got swept. So you got swept. Um, it's like it's been a failure. But Steph Curry is going back to the finals. Like, I mean, I gotta put Steph higher than KD. Kobe second on my list. Okay, still over LeBron. How could you have how could you have LeBron over Kobe and Mike, and then you have Kobe over Mike? Like that don't even make sense. But hey, that's your list, bro. LeBron good, but I struggle watching 6'9" dudes taking three steps all the time. Man, listen, I feel you, Charles. Like I don't. If I was I would not inform my child to watch LeBron if he wants to be a basketball player because he doesn't really have skills, offensive scoring skills. Um, he's just basically the Will Chamberlain of this generation. Physically gifted, stronger than everybody, gonna break all the stats. But when it comes to the big moments, the clutch moments, he tends to fall short. You can rattle him when you give him somebody that you put somebody up to him that's gonna challenge him. He's gonna get rattled. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I have a hard time watching LeBron too. I will. His resume though is what it is. His resume definitely is what it is. So I gotta give him that. LeBron can play middle linebacker in the NFL, so the flies bug me too. When a dude flies 5 inches shorter and 50 pounds less touch you linebackers, come on, man. Yeah, that's Bron though. Cam said I'm kind of biased. I know you are. My man plays for Keith said, BJ, you think the Warriors can beat the Heat or Celtics? I don't know about anything possible. I think they have a hard time with the Heat because again, the Celtics to me, they don't have championship pedigree. They have a lot of talent, but I think to beat a team 4 times is different than beating a team once or twice in the season. So I don't think that the Warriors or I don't think the Celtics, I don't know if they're ready for that. I think the Warriors are a better team. I think they're more championship proven, and they're gonna be well rested before the finals. But as far as the Heat go, they're proven, man. They're a championship pedigree proven team, and they got the wings, they got the length to defend with Jordan Poole, Steph, and Klay Thompson. They got the guard play. They got Kyle Lowry. They got Jimmy Butler. They got PJ Tucker. They got Gabe Vincent. You know what I mean? And they got the interior presence to deal with Kevin Looney and Draymond. So they're pretty even from top to bottom. The Heat, in my opinion, are the deepest team in the league next to the Clippers, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying that because I'm with the Clippers as my team. I'm talking about they have a lot of things similar to us as far as how the makeup of their team is. Long wings who can shoot, great coaching, X, Y, Z. All right. Let me go through a few more of these comments. My man Bookie, what's good, bruh? He said the Heat goes through too many scoring droughts. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Heat are top 3 in 3-point shooting. So even when as much as they go through 3-point droughts or shooting droughts, they still can shoot the ball. And when they shoot the ball, it's lights out. But the thing about them they can get away with is that they have great defense. So even though they're not hitting shots, they're not giving up points either. So it's gonna be a grind out close game for the most part if you're playing the Heat. You know what I mean? And then you got Jimmy Butler, a guy who you need to make timely buckets throughout the game in pivotal moments. Like the Heat literally have everything to win a championship. So I think they'll have a hard time with the Heat over the Celtics. Yeah, Butler's playing tonight. He's playing tonight, Charles. We'll see what happens. He had knee soreness, I think. I think it was knee soreness, so he's been dealing with this since the Atlanta series. Yeah, so I think yeah, he'll be playing tonight for sure. Y'all keep hitting that like button, y'all. Anybody want to come here and cook? Come talk to your boy. Got the link right there. Uh, Let me ask y'all a question. Which dunk was nastier? The Andrew Wiggins dunk last night or the Baron Davis dunk on Andre Kirilenko in the playoffs back in 2007? What's up, my guy? We just talking about the game last night, man. I dropped the link. Anybody want to come in? So, but which one was worse? Because that one last night, the Andrew Wiggins dunk was something crazy. Charles said W's for the sweep, Master. That's what's up. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a sweep. I think it's gonna be a sweep. Yeah, it's gonna be a sweep. Tune in sports, my man. Tune in sports in here. One of my boys was at the game, and I was gonna ask him what it felt like to see that dunk in person because I've seen some nasty dunks, but I'm pretty sure that one in person, like the whole arena, the energy just sucked out the arena because he literally cleared his arm over Luka. It wasn't like Baron Davis where it was body to body. Like Wiggins cleared Luka like in the air, like to the point where his elbow was at Luka's top of his forehead. That's how high Wiggins got. So that was a nasty one for sure. Play for keeps said, PJ, what about the dunk, LeBron Hall and Jason Terry? Yeah, that was nasty too. I mean, that was definitely a crazy dunk. I remember that dunk actually too. I think it was in Boston where it was on a fast break and yeah, I remember that dunk. That was a nasty one. Bookie Allen said Warriors have too many wings to guard Jimmy from Wiggins, Clay, Kaminga, Porter, and Iggy. Okay, so let me start with Wiggins. I think Jimmy, first off, unlike Luca, I think Wiggins will probably be his best defender. But I think Wiggins is gonna. I mean, I think Jimmy's gonna also go into Wiggins' body. He's gonna use his body and go through him. The same thing he's doing with Tatum. If Jimmy can score on Jason Tatum like it's nothing, or Jaylen Brown, he can score on Andrew Wiggins like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And Clay, I'm not trusting Clay's defense right at this point. Yes, he's 6'6", 6'7", but he's not that defensive specialist, that two-way player that he was a couple years ago before the injury. Now he could get back to that, but we'll see. Kaminga, too whatchamacallit, too slender, not strong enough. Um, Otto Porter may be interesting because Porter actually can move his feet and he's actually strong, got some girth to him. And also, he's not going to put as much energy on the offensive end. See, Wiggins and Clay are going to be trying to score on offense, so that's going to put a lot of energy on them. Porter is going to be more known. He's going to be probably have more energy for defense, so that can be interesting. I don't know when Iguodala is coming back. I don't think Iggy's coming back. We'll see at the finals, but I don't think they're itching to bring him back. I think GP is going to come back, GP the second, but I don't think Iggy's coming back anytime soon. All right, I got a few more 40 more minutes more. I'll let y'all off, y'all. I'll be back on later today. When dudes start yapping at each other like I thought we were switching already at that guy, that's when you had to Mavs big pause between the ears. Yeah, the Mavs are. I think they're pretty much knowing it's gonna be over. They're thinking that they had games 2 and 3, but after that, I think they're gonna be done. I guess we won't see no game 6 Clay. You might see him in the next series, Tuning Sports, but you ain't gonna see him in this series. This series ain't going past 5. Series ain't going past 5. Andres Sandoval said it's Jordan, Kareem, LeBron, Russell, Chamberlain, Bird, Magic, Duncan, Bryant, and Shaq in my top 10. Is that your order, Andres? Or you just stay in your 10? We're gonna have to have like a top 10 show where we just have guys put out their top tens and why, and everybody have a list. We're gonna have to do that probably at the end of the season or end of the playoffs. All right, so that's your order. Andre said that's his order. Yeah, I mean it's a good list. I would take the first two definitely. Second. Then I'll put Bryant. I'll put Kobe third. Magic fourth. LeBron fifth. Tim Duncan sixth. Larry Bird seventh. Um, Hakeem Olajuwon eighth. Number nine. What I put number nine? Lost my train of thought. If Steph Curry wins this championship, I'll put him top 10. I think you got to put Steph Curry top 10 if he wins a championship this year. I don't put Will in Bill, Mr. Russell, Mr. Chamberlain in my top 10 because that was like that was like 60, that was 1960s and 70s. Like that was before modern day. So I can't put them there. I didn't watch them play like that. Tuna Sports said I gave the Warriors 7 games to win out of respect for Luka and JK by mid prison moment. Yeah, I didn't think the Mavs would get past 5 games. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think the Mavs would get past the Suns, but what I did is I overrated the Suns and I underrated the Mavs. That was more about the Suns being themselves. Chris Paul having them stretch of 5 games where he was just horrendous after he turned 37 for his birthday. That's what lost him that series. Because if Chris Paul played even a little bit better, they would have won one of those games. But yeah, that just goes to show you that they're a mentally weak team. This Warrior team, I knew wasn't gonna allow that to happen. You know what I mean? They're too battle tested. All right, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll be back on later tonight. I'm gonna be releasing a video about Luka Doncic. I want y'all to really come in here and cook with me. And I always appreciate y'all coming into the live and chopping up with your boy. All respect and love. Continue to follow the movement. Um, the best, youngest, hottest podcast out here, man. We talk basketball. We respect the game. We're students of the game, so we definitely always make sure we give quality information out, and we really appreciate y'all coming through. So, with that being said, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, put a live piece. I like swimwear.